The Beginning of the End by Anne Murray. When a German torpedo struck the HMS Ark Royal on the 13th of November 1941, Michael Keneally from Salt Hill was out on deck. The aircraft carrier went down about 12 miles out from Gibraltar with the loss of one man, able seaman Edward Mitchell. He was killed in the initial explosion. The rest of the crew were rescued and all survived. Michael had joined the Royal Navy at the age of 17. He was a young man looking for adventure. What he didn't expect was that the Second World War would be declared on his 18th birthday. The sinking of the HMS Ark Royal put an end to his naval career, and he returned home. His training as a radio officer and being proficient in Morse code made him eminently suitable for work in the Department of Posts and Telegraphs. Telegrams were of vital importance in the communications infrastructure. They were transmitted by Morse code until the late 50s and even into the early 60s. The Morse sounder required a very steady hand, and the receiver needed a sharp ear. It was a slow means of transmission and depended on the skill of the operators and both parties being present at the same time. The teleprinter revolutionized the telegraph system. The teleprinter was like a bigger version of an old typewriter, with a dialing system, much like the old telephones. Most of the main post offices around Ireland were equipped with a teleprinter. They could dial direct to one another and into the main towns and cities in the UK. Anything further afield had to go through the Dublin Telegraph Exchange. The operator typed blind without being able to see the text that was received at the other end. For the sake of checking the accuracy, any big or unusual words would be repeated at the end. The text was automatically printed on an adhesive tape at the destination. The tape would then be stuck onto an official form and delivered to the addressee by messenger or forwarded by phone to smaller post offices. All manner of news was sent. Ships wanting to enter a harbour would send their ETA to the pilot for assistance. The price of shares on the stock market and hot tips for the bookies were regulars. Deaths and births were announced by telegram. Country post mistresses had the name of being newsmongers, and people went to great lengths to try to disguise their messages. One man, when his son was born and wanting to let his mother know the news, sent a telegram saying, "Bicycle arrived safely, pump attached." People of a certain age will have bundles of telegrams with wedding congratulations. One TD made a habit of looking up the death notices in the newspaper every morning and sending a sympathy telegram to the relatives of the deceased in his electoral area, whether he knew them or not. Sometimes the deceased was the last member of the family, and the telegram was returned undelivered. Friday and Saturday were busy days with telegraph money orders arriving from such places as Kilburn High Road, Cricklewood and Dagenham Dock, where a lot of Irish worked and sent money home every week. Teleprinter operator at the Galway races was a coveted job. The temporary telegraph office was attached to the jockey's weigh-in room and the press office. Business was brisk between races, with bets going to the tote and to the on-course bookies. The real work started when the races finished in the evening. All the newspaper reporters filed their reports of the day's activities by telegraph. With only 2 teleprinters, it could often be near midnight before the last of the reports was sent. The wider availability of telephones and the introduction of computers made the telegram redundant. The Irish Post Office suspended the telegraph service in 1977. What was once a vital form of communications faded into a vague memory. The demise of the HMS Ark Royal was much more dramatic. On that fateful night in November 1941, after being hit by the German torpedo on the starboard side, the massive aircraft carrier listed 35 degrees. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the main switchboard flooded, and all power was lost, and the lights went out. As the ship majestically dipped another 10 degrees, she turned over and slowly sank. Crammed aboard the support vessel was, with the rest of the crew, Michael Connelly gave thanks that he was still alive, but he mourned the loss of the 2 smart tailored suits that he had just bought in Gibraltar, and the 2 pounds of Lipton's tea that he had bought for his mother. They were in his bunk and went down with the ship.